Well, there's something you don't see every day getting in your gutter. Crisco oil, Mrs. Butterworth's pancake syrup, and some honey. The reason those are sitting up there is in 1999-2000, when I was really first discovering self-cleaning micromesh properties and trying to bring that to market, I knew from experience that it was oil that had made a lot of the gutter guard products fail. Now, a wide mesh opening like the expanded metal, oil's not going to affect it all that much as far as waterproofing, but most of the gutter guard products out there are going to coat with oil, become waterproof, and the water's going to shoot right past them. And I knew a major concern to me to begin with would be, would such a fine microscreen that not even a human hair get through, would it also be very susceptible to waterproofing? So I came up with this test, and I actually just said, God, what can I do to predict if this gutter guard's going to work over time or not? Is it going to waterproof? And I took 30-weight car oil. I was up on a garage, put in my first prototype, which was the forerunner of the Leaffilter product, and took water like crazy, but the big test was oil. Everything I ever tested, if you poured oil on it, water just shot over it. Then I did the self-cleaning micromesh, and it worked like a charm. So the test we now do, whenever I invent or improve any new gutter guard product, I'll test it with oil, and then with pancake syrup or molasses and honey and a lot of other things, but these are the three, these are very close to what's going to occur out of a tree in nature that's going to leach on the gutter guard. These are tests that I actually developed to test gutter guards before me. No one had really thought of doing them because I guess they were not all aware that they knew gutter guards may be waterproof, but they just had never mentioned why, and no one had ever really done an oil test before to see if it was just accepted that you're going to have to clean your gutter guard once or twice or 3 times a year to get the oil off. So we're going to start by installing these under the shingle. We're going to start with the micromesh family, put each one at a 6/12 pitch. Similar to the water volume test, we're going to put maybe 2 ounces of oil on each product and just count the seconds and see how long a 2 inches or 3 inches per hour rain will take to clean these products of oil. That'll give us a real good idea of whether or not they're going to waterproof in the field. If they clean quickly, 20 seconds or less, most likely they can self-clean during any rain of oil that gathers on them. If they take longer than 20 seconds, that's a sign that the water washing through them that wash is occurring so slowly that it can't get rid of all the oil, and over time the oil is going to continually build up and the product will eventually fail, completely waterproof, and start shooting water over the top. This micromesh is really the latest type available. It draws from all 7 of my patents and combines everything I've learned over the last 10 years about this type of, or the physics of water and micromesh cloths, and it's all embodied in MasterShield. Now MasterShield, like my original patent, uses downward extending planes, but they're much smaller and they're shaped a little bit differently, and it has perforations and water receiving wells different than anything I've done before. Also, the way the cloth terminates on each edge is a little bit different. So let's just see if I'm right that my latest version of micromesh is the best. It installs like the others underneath the shingles. MasterShield, I'll point out, does have a wider body, and the reason it does is 2 reasons. This amount of microscreen over this surface can take tremendous amounts of water. You might have seen that in our earlier test. You might have a 6-inch gutter, so I like to make this as wide as possible for folks that have a 6 or even a 7-inch gutter. This will handle the water, but additionally, MasterShield, although it is not really thick, it has a more advantageous or different type of strength. It's it's called the memory of metal. You might have seen one of our tests where we take a 20-pound dumbbell and just bash the product and it goes whump, 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 and just keeps coming back to shape. Well, this wider body allows it to do that. If I narrowed the product a lot, it wouldn't have quite so much lateral strength. And this also allows it to contact the subroof more substantially and not slip out. All of those reasons are why we have the extra wide body. got it in place. Start out with MasterShield. First third is the honey. We'll get this on here real good. Once again, trying to cover every square inch of cloth, grinding it into the cloth. One of my early tests on micromesh, self-cleaning micromesh technology, I was at a trade show, and a fellow from the country, a farmer, came up and said he had a lot of dirt blow over his house, and would my product clean itself of dirt? I really didn't know the answer to that one. I hadn't tested for like ground in dirt, so we went outside, cut a piece of sod on the trade show grounds, ground the mud into the product. I was like biting my fingernails. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was clean in about 30 seconds. I was so thrilled. Now for the pancake syrup. Getting some of it up on the shingles so it'll wash down. It's like we're putting our product at a disadvantage. Didn't do that with the other products, but I think my little buddy can handle it. And the third testing element, once again, is corn oil. The MasterShield product being tested for waterproofing, testing elements are oil, pancake syrup, and honey, simulating 2 inches of waterfall per hour, about a medium rain, 30-second test. I am so proud of this little guy. Look at that. Even the honey is cleaned. I think we got up to about 20 seconds before the honey cleaned. Looked like the oil and syrup cleaned pretty quickly. Of course, you know, I've done this test a lot. And again, this is something you can repeat at home. Call your local MasterShield dealer and ask him for a sample of the product so you can test it yourself, or he'll come test it with you. I encourage you to do the same to all the other micromesh and gutter guard companies. These tests are vital. It's easy to make an advertising claim and to tell a homeowner that the product that's going on their home will not fail. But if you had a chance to pre-test that supposition for yourself before you put your money into it, it's something you might want to consider. There's MasterShield in action, and you can see why I say it embodies everything I've learned in the last 10 years. It's all in this product. Nothing can clean itself of the elements. The first patent in the history of gutter guards that ever stated that oil was a problem for gutters was mine. I identified it as the leading cause of gutter guard failure by making them waterproof, and it was the first and still the most powerful solution offered for waterproofing. MasterShield and the 7 patents that led up to this technology embodied in it really has transformed this industry. It's brought a brand new technology to the world.